Oh, hello everybody. Welcome back to A History Of with me and the very beautifully bearded Richard. Tonight, as usual, we were going through the Book of Revelation with no S. Or the Book of Revelation of the Holy Spirit of Jesus Christ or something. What was it?
It's the Book of the Revelation of Jesus Christ.
There, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through that. And if we've got it right, which I think we've got really good at doing now, yeah, we're in the right spot. We're on Revelation.
I think you're ready to take over the show by yourself without my help, man. I think you're ready to just do it.
The banter's what makes it, man. The banter's what makes it. I'd be reading this.
I know, but actually reading the text, you know?
Oh, no. This shows this is more about you than it is about me. I'm the facilitator and the agitator.
You got it, though.
Facilitator and agitator. I'm going to stick with that, yeah.
Sure. Oh, no, that's a good job.
Is there a delay with my voice and audio? Is it matching?
Not to me.
1, 2, 3. Looks a wee bit delayed for me. And I'm on time. Sammy says looking good and on time. Anyway, so come on in, Pat. Come on. You want to do some Bible study with us? Come on in. Richard, I will pop it on to the main screen. You should be able to see that all right, yes?
Oh, yeah, I can see just fine.
Perfect. Audience should be able to see that okay. So if all going well... Oh, Doug left. Not into Revelations. Doesn't like it.
Well, you know, it's not every dog's thing.
He's immortal. He'll be 19 next month. We're going to have a birthday party for him next month. And
19?
Also... Yes, 19.
That's amazing.
Which, if you take what dog years is... The way I was always known for dog years was take the first 3 years off and then multiply by 7. And
I've heard something like that, yeah.
You know, so it's not always the first 7 years. You ignore the first 3. So when he's 8, he's 10. You know, so you're 3 plus 7. It works out to be 114, I think it is, in dog years.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an anomalous dog, yeah.
We'll have to have a party for that.
I don't think I've ever heard of a dog that old, actually.
I'm getting St. Patrick's Day off for work, which is a Thursday. Yeah. And I'm considering, actually I'm not considering, I told the fucking boss today, go get me the paperwork. I'm booking the Friday off, so we'll have a St. Patrick's Day stream as well. This Saturday we have the witch coming on, so lots of things happening. So yeah, it is definitely delayed. It's less than a second. Motherfucker, have to fix that. Richard, I will pass it over to you, and I will double check the chat and all that there and make sure everything's looking good, and I will hand it over to yourself. Can you see verse 5? I put it to the top.
Yep, that'll be fine. Yep. I just won't move much, and I'll just keep my jaw really still.
Before we go,
nobody can tell there's a delay.
Before we go any further, thank you to everybody for turning up as well. Thank you to Sammy, Secular Pagan Mum, Dave, Pixie, Mr. Willis, Clout, BRAINBUG, everybody that's in the chat. Thank you all for coming. It really does. It's good fun. It's good fun. Having you here definitely makes it worthwhile. So, Richard, over to you.
Thank you. This is the beginnings of the parts that I say are going to come later and confirm what I've been saying the whole time and why I said the things I said. So here we get started into some of that in 5. And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God. So let's look at that a little bit. I think that if you disturbed enough atmosphere with just one object that was spherical in shape and was 1,500 miles across, that there'd be no choice, but there would be lightning.
Why lightning?
And because of air currents, frictions create
definitely agree. If this big
static electricity,
big ass thing comes in, it's going to ruin the gravity. But I don't know.
Well, it depends if it pushes as much as it pulls. If it pushes just as much as it pulls, it could balance.
Well, if it finds itself in orbit, but it's definitely the gravity, regardless of moving the planet or not due to its gravity, will definitely interact with us. If something that size came within our orbit, it's going to fuck up some sort of gravity. It will definitely make the oceans move. Yeah, oceans will move.
They're definitely going to have to take that into account, or it'll just kill us all.
Yeah, so that's what I'm wondering. Would thunder and lightning be a direct result of that, or would it not wipe it out? You know. I know we have this picture in our mind of apocalyptic times with lightning going off and, you know, and all that there. And it's something we see in our mind. But going from your point of view, if this was a spaceship coming in, somebody grab a scientist. If we moved the moon closer, or if we brought this big ass ship in, would it create lightning or would it wipe it out? Because air currents could as easily be wiped out as they could be energized.
As they could be energized. Actually, we have Birkeland current sheets all around the planet that we call a magnetosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And different levels of it are charged in different ways. And that's why we have, storms and cyclones and all that stuff anyway. So it just like be crossing over these layers.
You could wipe it out, though.
And disturbing the air.
There is a possibility of magnetic fields and all interacting, gravity interacting, and it being wiped out.
Sure.
You know,
that's what I'm saying. They'd have to take all that into consideration, or we would get killed by the event.
Yeah, something they always forget about. Look at Independence Day. You know, big ass ship, no gravity.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can't. Well, it would be hard to show that in a movie.
No.
So I think that's what the thunderings and lightnings and the voices, of course, are like public announcement voices, like PA systems, which are the prayers of the angels that we're going to see very soon in the book of Revelation here.
Hopefully getting more acid trip.
People don't say that for no reason.
Going ahead.
And okay, and then the 7 lamps of fire, which are the 7 candlesticks, which are the 7 spirits of God. So it's just more confirmation of the same old thing there.
Yeah, it's really slamming home that number 7 as well.
Yeah. I'm not really sure.
What is the number 7?
Specifically 7. I don't know.
I was going to preempt that. Do you, in your belief system, what is the number 7 relative to? Do you have a number in your belief system?
Well,
I know it's based on the Bible, and 7 comes up a lot, and all the numbers of the Bible are still.
Well, it's really important, because it follows 6 and it precedes 8. I don't know.
Also, half of 14. Did you hear about that?
It's half of 14. 1/3 of 21. But I don't know why it is the number 7. I mean, it seems like a nice enough number, but I don't know why it's 7. I don't get it.
And we're going to diverge and tangent, right? 7. These 7 spirits, these 7 ideas. We anthropomorphize them. Yes, anthropomorphize them. No. Anthropomorphize them, right? By giving them a physical body and saying they're an angel, but you say they're an idea.
Yeah.
Do they? And they do not have a physical form.
No. I mean, you can represent an abstract idea in your actions. I love you, and I act like I love you because I love you. Something like that. Yes. But there's no physical thing as love.
Well, that's what I'm saying then. The number wouldn't be anywhere relevant to you because it's just the number of thoughts of somebody's head rather than having a meaning of 7 people.
Right.
So it's just he came up with 7 ideas. He could have come up with 8. He could have come up with 6.
I don't know why Adam had 7 foundation. Maybe that it has to be 7. It could be true that it has to be 7. It couldn't be something else.
Why would it have to be 7 if your belief system is based on an alien and not on an omniscient God that built the universe? Then it can be any. Why does it have to be 7 ideas?
I'm just experimenting with you here. I don't know why it's 7.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're tangenting, we're shitstorming.
Let's just say that there are only some limited number of immaterial constructs, like indifference is an immaterial construct. And let's say we counted all the ones that are good or positive for a human being. All right. And of those, we found of the fundamental ones, there just happens to be 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just a random number. 7 ideas. There could have been 6. There could have been 8. It just worked out that way. So you're saying that's the point of the number in your belief system, is it just worked out that way, rather than where Christians would look at the number
way because of nature.
Yeah, where the Christians would look at the number 7 and give it meaning and say that it,
I think that's actually backward, because it turned out to be 7. And then in the stories, they make a big deal out of the number 7. And they told the Jews that the number 7 represents completeness. So the Christians kind of work that backwards and go, okay, the Jews said number 7 means complete. It's important because it's complete. And that's why there's 7. But I think they just got it backward.
Right. No, I'm just trying to set the relative nature, because if you ask, like, a Christian wouldn't say that, 666 being the number of the beast, 7 being the number of God or anything like that, but they can't deny the fact that 7 appears a fuckload of times in the Bible, and most Christians would give it, I wouldn't say a numerology point, right? Because I would, like, as I've discussed before, 7's quite a prominent number in my life, but that could be because of this, it could be this in nature and looking for it, but that's just numerology. It's just us looking for it, but they give it more meaning than what you would.
Well, they don't want to call it numerology, but there is a study in Judaism based on this story, which is numerology. There's a standard set of list of what each of these numbers mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We would look at it. I recognize the number 7 appearing all the time, and me seeing it is a pattern recognition and numerology. Or if a Christian seen it all the time, you wouldn't be out of reach to say that they'd be like, I'm touched by God because I'm surrounded by 7s. It's
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I'm going from. Where you would never say that. You're just like, it's 7. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, it just worked. I think it worked out that way because of the nature of what Adam is, which is the nature of us.
Mac's in the chat and he's jealous. He's stuck at work. He can't get involved. And it's the same with fucking. I would like to join in with your Sunday streams.
Love Mac.
Mac the human. How many Macs do you know?
Just Mac the human.
Well, then why ask?
What's that? I didn't ask. I said I love Mac the human.
No. I thought you said what Mac?
No. Oh. I said I love Mac.
Oh, I heard what Mac, and I was like, how many Macs do you know?
Hear what you like in your own biases, but it's not what I said.
Oh, he went fucking Irish when he got angry. But yeah, it just works out that way. When Mac does a show with you, Sunday night, I probably could if I was off on a Monday or something like that, but I'd need to be off on the Monday, to stay up and join a stream that late. And then he's at work whenever we're fucking doing this, but... the three of us, I should definitely get together and do a stream sometime. Not to leave Steve out, but we'll book it so when we know Steve's going to fall asleep, so that we don't feel guilty.
That's pretty much every third show. So just, we'll just start running an average and find out when he's going to be asleep.
Data.
I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not picking on him. I mean, insomnia and the sleeping problems he has is not fun. It's not. But he has a good sense of humor about it.
No, well, that's we're not going to say anything about anybody not turning up on time or keeping in contact or anything like that with him. So back to Revelations.
And six.
I'll give 6 to go, right? Six sounds interesting for me, right?
6.
And before the throne...
Well, go ahead, please.
And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal, and in the midst of the throne and round about the throne were 4 beasts full of eyes before and behind. Now, we are in the throne room, if we can remember from last week's episode, where I'm trying to give a first person perspective and I was describing it. We had the whole conversation about some fucker sitting in my seat, remember?
Right.
So, unless shit's... unless this is... Sorry, I'll rephrase. We have been describing a physical, actual thing that is happening in the physical world with physical beings, from your point of view. Mm-hmm. This is all expanded and made lovely for the time and era. taking the consideration that last week we were definitely in a room. You agreed that we would be in some sort of a room and there would be a table and all that. Regardless of what it looked like, this is physically happening, right? We have the throne. I described about the throne with that symbol behind you or something similar on here and all of that bollocks. So we're still in that room. The throne's getting a bit more description. The throne is now being described as glass and like crystal. It's looking even more extravagant than what we originally thought of. And now on top of the 12 people here and the 12 people here, well 11 and some fucker sitting in my seat, we've now got 4 beasts around the throne as well.
Well, let's not skip the glass. That's important too.
Well, it's sea of glass onto and then onto crystal. It's glass, sea, really good crystal could be described as clear as the ocean. You know, there's a correlation there. So I didn't mean to dismiss it. I just accepted it as, fuck, this is annoying me, that delay. I'm just going to keep my hands down. But right. 11 fuckers and some cunt in my seat. Yeah. 12 boys.
Keep your hands down like you're not Irish. Yeah. Sure. Go ahead.
12 boys on this side. And now we've got 4 beasts. All right. So the room's starting to fill up.
Yeah.
So you're in agreement that we're still in sort of a physical room.
Yeah. The atmosphere of this earth.
No. When we were describing it last episode, we went up, we walked through big doors.
No. That's the way you liked to describe it, so I worked with that.
Oh, no, you're fucking changing it. Oh, this is like last week and I can't go back
No. I never changed it. I've always maintained this is heaven's arrival to the planet.
But it said that he was taken up to heaven.
Yes, in that representation, in that way.
And we agreed that it was we agreed that it was the main ship. And then you got up and pointed at all the moons and the other people on the other side. You described them as captains and stuff. I know I haven't got the great memory, but I'm definitely remembering that we agreed upon that. But regardless of where,
as a metaphor, sure.
Right, it doesn't even fucking matter, right? The point I'm talking about is the room is now starting to fill up, okay?
Sure.
There's now these extra beasts.
Yes, the metaphor of the room, which represents the atmosphere, is starting to fill up.
Last week it wasn't a metaphor. Was anyone... Clout, you were paying attention last week.
It was always a metaphor.
No, we just... Physical, actually happening.
Well, yeah, the way it's presented here, it's physically actually happening.
He was taken up to heaven, and we just... Whenever it said he was taken up to heaven... By the way... Whenever it said it was taken up to heaven...
But this makes John like 1,500 miles across if it's literal. John can't be literally that big.
I'm not saying John.
Which is why before I said this is a perspective thing. Because
no, John's not that big. John's not that big, but the ship that John got. The ship, yes.
Yeah, but the ship is that big, but John wouldn't be able to see all 29 parts from one perspective. Unless it was really, really far away.
We did discuss this. And if it's that far away, you couldn't see them and all. I do remember that.
Right.
Yes. But I also definitely remember it saying, and now I'm paraphrasing, I say I definitely remember, but that it went, he was taken up to heaven. Right? Yes. And I said to you, taken up to heaven means taken up to the spaceship. And you went, yes. Now, paraphrasing. So So when it says he's taken up to heaven, he's taken up to the ship. When it says it's big doors, I even made an analogy about how he could see lights and things like this here as what would be the ship. We definitely solidified last week that he was in a ship, physically in a ship, in some sort of a room.
Where he sees a play,
or
something that's like a reenactment, and in the reenactment, the room is getting full. We have like a lot of detail now.
Now we're in the right. So sorry, I did forget that thing. This is the reenactment.
Yeah, but it's not the event.
No, I do apologize. That is a big major thing, but a very small point when we were talking about that I did forget about. This is the reenactment that he's watching. This isn't what John's actually... So John's in the room watching this.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, I forgot that. My fault.
Which is how the seventh angel can walk out of the scene later on. He doesn't do it here, but he does it later. We good? It makes sense? It doesn't make sense?
90% there. We'll just ignore the rest and go with it.
We're just gonna
because
go.
I was fighting for a fucking point that has just been dismissed. Because I do remember us saying that his big brother is doing a reenactment as he watches in the room, and I forgot that it's the reenactment in the room.
Well, he stands holding the place of the new Christ for the experience, because Christ can't be there for that. The new Christ can't be there for this. Does that would mean he was already in heaven?
Yes, no. You confused me there for a second. No, don't fucking ruin it for me. I'm going this way. Don't. You're making it worse. Fucking keep my hands down. I don't know why that's like that tonight. I might go floaty head. Anybody mind if I went floaty head instead?
Floaty head.
What?
That helps you. Go floaty head if it helps you.
I can't see
really
my hand
bugging you that
movements
much.
then, you know.
Yeah, right.
Right. So we've got a throne. It's made of. You wanted to make a point about the sea of glass. You do that. Yes. I'll see if I can flip.
Great. The word before right here, the second word, and before, which the word and probably isn't there. But before the throne, before as in leading, not before as in placed in front of. Like if I were sitting down and in front of me is a computer, it's not that kind of before. It's before as in leading. So if you had something coming into our atmosphere and it was holding level to its own perspective, right? Like a VTOL coming down toward a landing.
A VTOL. Now you're talking about a jet carrier.
A vertical takeoff and landing jet airplane.
Yeah,
where the engines
just for the clarification of
up.
everyone else, you're talking about a jet carrier. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what is it? An Osprey does that, I think. Okay, so if it's coming down level, what's leading it is the bottom of it. So for English, this would probably be better as under the throne, not before the throne. It's the part that's leading the throne. And the throne being the main thing, the mercy seat, the throne, okay? Is like a sea of glass. Now that's going to be important later when people are at a safe place, standing on a solid surface, watching the earth burn. That's going to be important, that they're actually in the basement of God's heaven, the basement of the throne. That's where they're located when they see this.
Okay, take 30 seconds back, because you were talking and I understood you, and I looked away for like 10 seconds and I come back to the earth is burning and they're in the basement.
Right, they're in the basement of the throne, standing on a surface that they can see through.
So we're discussing the throne is the spaceship landing. The throne is the spaceship landing.
That's why what is before the throne is the leading part, or the bottom, as it's coming down out of the sky. That's the leading part. Mm-hmm. And that's where people will be first taken to, which is not their heaven.
No, it's the jail sentence, or not the jail, the not the camp, the really nice place. It's the DVA. Oh no, it's
it's the recently abducted by aliens, place to take care of you while the job gets done, provide you wording. Food and a place to go to the bathroom and clean up.
I love your wording. We're gonna look after you. It's gonna be fine.
It is. I mean, it just so happens that if any of this has truth value, they love us. Like, really love us in a way that we don't even, at our emotional ineptitude, can't understand. Now, we can love, and we can love quite a lot. It looks like they can love more.
Right. I don't know about how anybody can love more, right?
Of course you can't understand that.
No, I know. Come on, right. No.
But that's what I would
say, right, but I would say that we started as emotional beings, and the more... And I use this phrase more evolved in the colloquial term, not as there's a fucking goal or anything like that. You understand what I mean? Right. And to get to pull something out of sci-fi, you know, as we evolve, we would aim more towards a non-emotional race, like the Vulcans or something.
Why do you say that?
Logic dictates.
That'd be detrimental. No, it doesn't.
Logic dictates is a thing from start. It's something the Vulcans would say.
I know it.
Yeah,
I recognize the line.
Yeah.
I recognize the line. Okay, if you were more logical, right, and more intelligent, which is hopefully what would happen. We wouldn't get dumber.
Okay, right,
and
hold on.
colder.
Before you say your bit, can I give you the reasons why I think that?
Sure.
I generally would say, oh look, naked HD XYZ that strips without clothing has turned up again. Love the way they come in every week.
Hi, how's it going? Good
Hi,
to
Naked.
see ya.
Hi Naked, thanks for coming. Unhide user. Why is it unhide? Can no one see them? Oh no, someone got in there before me. Yeah, perfect.
That's what it is,
yeah. Again, I don't know how you strip without clothing. But oh, the fucking ruined my trail of thought. The troll won, the ruined my trail of thought.
Want me to bring you back?
Yeah, would you?
Too bad, suffer. It was just okay, you were talking. Oh my gosh, I've lost it too. I had it just a second ago. I had it. Okay, so we were in the throne room. We were talking about the glass. I said we'll be cared for. I said love. And
yes, right. There you go. Right. I was describing why I would consider aiming more evolved as in less emotion, right? I find that a lot of people, I'm going to broad brush it and say most people make decisions on an emotional basis.
Sure.
Right? I would say that a lot of people do that, all right? Whether it's good emotions, bad emotions, or like that, very few people would have either the opportunity to sit down and think about it, or, you know, the desire to sit down and put the effort in to think about it. You know, they don't read the small print. They don't do all that. They just move on an emotional decision, okay? And if people thought and people approach things in a more logical sense and a more taking emotion out of it, then arguments would get themselves better, you know, sort themselves out better. And Kat, thank you, Kat. Hi, Kat. Oh, Geo's here as well. Hi, Geo. I think that's why I think if we were trying to be a better species, then more people would think logically. More people would think critically. That in a definite. I know that sounds very fucking skeptical.
Well, you're gonna have to start. You're gonna have to start controlling breeding if that's what you want, because the trend so far in a natural evolutionary process has been the more advanced we are, the more intellectual and emotionally developed we are. That's been the trend this whole time.
So they're going in tangent together. Parallel, sorry, being the word, not tangent. They're parallel.
Yeah, they're parallel. They're hand in hand. They're walking together. It's a conjoined twin thing. The smarter you get, the more emotional you get.
That's a whole conversation in its own. Like,
it's been the trend. Show me wrong.
I'm not trying to show you wrong. I'm not saying that it isn't happening. I'm just saying that it's a whole conversation on its own. It really is. We could do that in the after party if you're up for the 2 hours a night, Richard. We'll maybe
love to.
Someone make a note of that. Someone make a note of that.
The conversation for the after party will be: what is more likely the result of a natural evolutionary process, us becoming less emotional and more logical, or us becoming both more logical and more emotional?
Well, I was discussing why I thought it, but hold on. I'm trying to find a piece of paper. Richard, tell everybody what you've happening this week while I try and find a piece of paper, because that's something I do want to talk about.
I'm building myself a new bicycle.
Extra gears.
Not very exciting. Yeah, I've added unnatural gears to the front end. That's true. It's very exciting. Riveting stuff, really. If you don't know what blue thread locker is, and you are someone who builds things, I really recommend you find out what Loctite blue thread locker is, because it's super handy. It's better than a lock washer.
Oh, we use Loctite over here. Ours is purple.
Oh yeah. You use purple on like everything?
No, like if you're using screws and bolts and stuff like that there.
That's what I mean. No matter what machine screw thing you're putting together, you use purple Loctite.
Man, you should. We have 3 different types of oil that's supposed to go into that fucking drill that I use at work, and there's a giant barrel outside that they just use for every goddamn fucking thing. Like, you know, it's just...
Sure.
It's what the store buys. I use what they give me.
Okay, well, in the U.S., we have 5 different grades of thread locker and 4 different brands, actually. But we have 5 different grades. The blue stuff is removable with hand tool. The red stuff, removable with hand tool and heat. The orange stuff is something in between. You're going to have some difficulty removing it with hand tools. And then you have, let's see, then you have above red, you have green and purple. And the purple stuff, forget it. You're not taking it apart. You might as well have welded it together.
Right. Well, you know Sambo.
Sambo, yes. Sambo,
right.
Not Sammy, yeah.
Yeah, Sambo's in the chat. Sambo works in the store and does the ordering. So shout at him.
Sambo, funny, you guys should have 3 different grades of Loctite and not be welding everything together.
He literally just typed in the chat as you started saying that, forgive me.
I mean, he's aware there's different grades of it, and he just buys the welded together stuff for everything.
I'd like to fucking think so, like.
Like, you ever try to take something back apart after you put some of that purple on there?
If I'm putting that purple on, it's not supposed to come back apart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that's the point of it. This is not Bible study. This is not Bible study.
You got to break it to get that back apart. You're not even going to burn that out.
Yep. Gluing that motherfucker.
It's together. It won't come apart, I promise.
Richard, verse 7.
Nope, haven't gotten to 7 yet. Sorry. In the midst of the throne and round about the throne, 4 beasts full of eyes before and behind. Now, that conjunction right there, or bridge, or whatever you want to call it, that's probably not part of the text, but the idea of full of eyes before and behind.
Right, I see that.
Correct.
I read that phrase with the 4 beasts full of eyes before and behind. Looking at it, full of eyes, just for our English, but full of eyes before and behind. I read that as the ability to, we've been watching you. We're always watching.
To see in all directions.
Yeah, we can see.
Oh, nice.
I'm seeing as we are, I wouldn't say omnipresent because that's a totally fucked up mass thing. But from your perspective, they have been watching for millions of years or hundreds of thousands of years or whatever, our evolution. Oh, sure. They have been watching. They know what the future's going to bring because they're going to make fucking sure of it because they're here to rip shit apart.
Because they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And so they are aware of it. The fact that there's 4 beasts full of eyes and this is Revelations and there's 4 horsemen and these are the people. Are these the people who are in charge? Are these the generals coming to rip the earth apart, making sure that this shit's happening?
That's part of their job, yeah. That's one of the main missions of Michael, actually.
Good, right. I don't know if it's good that it means I'm agreeing. I can see it before you do, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kat wants to know, would we do a Tool Talk show? Hey, what was that Tool Talk show with Tim Allen?
It was actually called Tool Time.
Yeah, you can be the smart guy and I'll be Tim Allen.
He did. He played an idiot, but you can't be that funny and an idiot. That's just not possible.
Oh no. Tim Allen, yeah, I'd play the guy that knows half, and then you'd be sitting there going, "What the fuck are you using purple Loctite for? Did you not know there's 3 grades?" And I'm like, "Shit, man, sorry." Puts the hammer down.
It'd probably be a pretty decent show, but I want to get through Revelation first.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so other than the symbology of eyes meaning to understand, a way of knowing that you personally experienced it, and eyes do mean that a lot in the Bible. What's that?
No, that was just me making a sort of noise because I shot up and looked at the fucking text to corroborate with what you were saying. I don't know if I would see eyes as understanding. As I say, I see that phrase, eyes before and behind, as not understanding but and I don't want to use the phrase knowing, but I'm definitely leaning more towards knowing what shit you've been done.
Sure.
You
No,
know,
that's
and
part of it.
I can see the understanding of what's going to happen, because that comes with what it, like I can understand hitting a nail with a hammer if I'm standing there with a hammer. I can definitely,
Sure.
it's not a prophecy, it's not anything big to say I understand,
Just within your power.
because
Right.
I'm going to fucking do it. So I don't really see it as understanding, because
Here's-
that's just being an ass. It's like, I'm going to hit you.
Here's-
How do you know? Because I'm going to hit you.
Here's something that is it's very different between the European-based societies and the ancient Near Eastern society. The Hebrew people, the way they talked about objects, including self, were descriptions of what it does for you. Like their word walk didn't mean to put one foot in front of the other. That's not what walk was. But walk was what body thing you perform that stretches out the very bottom of you, the pudenda. Actually, it means to stretch the pudenda. It doesn't mean to put one foot in front of the other. So it's this body action. If you were in the air, it would still be called walking. Okay? The eyes, what do they do? How do they act? Well, they're the thing that you know things with, if you don't touch them. So it's like personal experience, and knowledge and understanding, because you have eyeballs. And people who don't have eyeballs, they don't experience things that way.
I can see it with the way you're describing that. Yes, we use
I'm
our
not doing a
eyes to
brilliant
see.
job of it.
Right. Well, I can understand that in the text that we have said, when it says to see, it definitely means an understanding, and we have agreed upon that. And you're saying you use your eyes to see, so as an extension, eyes means this.
Yeah. That's part of it.
I understand where you're
and to be full of eyes, and we could go into the foundations of this idea in other religions where gods have eyes all around their head. We could go into something like that, and that's an important analogy to make, because some of this is brought out of that.
Man, you say eyes all around your fucking head. I just go Big Trouble in Little China, and you've ruined it for me. So back to
I don't even know what that meant.
Big Trouble in Little China. Have you never seen that movie?
No.
Okay, there's a giant floating ball that has like 1 million eyes on it, and it sees everything.
Oh. That sounds like Big Trouble, maybe. Depends on who's looking through the eyes.
It's a comedy bad. It's that bad. It's great. Everybody gotta love Big Trouble in Little China.
So since these are talking about objects, and it's going to describe them very soon, and how the aspects of the objects themselves. And so I'm jumping forward in context when I say the following.
Right? No.
Not only.
Don't ruin it.
What?
If you're finished with 6,
No, I've been ruining it. I've been ruining it the whole. It's still going to be interesting when we get there. Trust me. To be full of eyes is to have eyes on the inside, not on the outside. Eyes on the outside of something is not the point here at all.
Just means the spud's been lying too long.
Have eyes inside of them. So when
so it's again a
Michelangelo,
reference to seeing inside spiritually.
No. It's a reference to them having the things that we use to understand. They have eyes, but the eyes are inside of the beasts. They're not on the outside of the beast.
Okay, you lost me there now. Right. If we're sticking with eyes means to see, and see means to understand, the understanding is inside the beast.
Yes, that's right.
Right, you're screaming that as if I understand what we're talking about. I am just... I understand the words.
Like, perfect. Good job, Robbie. You got it. No, you don't got it. Okay.
It's like if you tell me a thing, what is a Hoover? It sucks. I say a Hoover sucks. Doesn't mean I understand what a Hoover is. It's...
Yeah.
I'm just sort of saying these words back to you. I understand the correlation you're making in words.
Hey, do you know how to keep a Pollock in suspense?
Just did.
Yep. and I think I'm going to do that here. So they are full of eyes.
7. Go
full
to verse
of,
7.
not covered with, and full's the right idea there. If you go and look at the right word, the words, before and behind, in front and in the back, and inside of them, eyes.
Right. So my original point, they have more of a knowing about what's going on. You're pushing slightly more for the understanding. With, in my opinion,
physical,
understanding is a little deeper, and you need to get inside the person's head and all that shit. But it's more of a knowing what's going to happen and what has happened. Sorry, a knowing of what has happened and what will happen. Because we've been watching, and the future we're going to interject and make sure it happens. We've done it 20 odd times. That only covers
the idea of eyes.
We've done it 20 odd times before. We're going to do it again. We are definitely sure of what's going to happen. We understand how you feel because we've seen it happen 20 times before.
23.
20 odd, right? Whatever that,
20 odd. Good enough. Yeah.
Right, so we will leave on that and we will go to verse 7. Verse 7.
Yeah, verse 7.
Hello, Titan.
And the first... Sorry, go ahead.
I just said hello, Titan.
Hello, Titan. And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf, and the third beast had a face as a man, and the fourth beast was like a flying eagle.
Right, so was the third beast an actual man, or did he just, what's going on there? What's his body? We're going to find out.
These are the signs of these are the objects in heaven that the signs of the zodiac or the corners were named after.
Okay,
this is
hold on.
In order.
Hold on. Was the Babylonians and the Assyrians not the first to come up with the actual naming of the stars? And then the Bible was after that.
No. God told the beginnings of people before there was ever going to be a Bible or a Jewish people.
Oh, so you're talking about hold on, sorry. You're talking about the story and not this written word.
Oh, no, this isn't the foundation. This is a derivative.
That's what I'm saying. Whenever you said to me, this is the reason why the stars were called they were, and I'm like, well, fuck that. The Bible came after the Assyrians, and you're like, oh, no.
No. The beast around God's throne much older than any religion.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're talking about the story, and you're talking about something that happened before the Babylonians and the Assyrians. It was already in word of mouth and around and named them before they wrote it down because it came from these people of the story which we are watching on a play. Am I right?
Right. That's it.
Good keeping up.
Which is why at the beginning of Genesis it says, I pointed out the clumps of stars to you.
Oh, no. I understand what you're saying. This play that they're talking about is them telling us the names of the stars, and the reference point I was using was after that, not the Bible, which I thought your original point was when you said this.
Right on.
Talking about the play, not the Bible.
Okay. So that's and they do fall in this order if you start at the position first mentioned, which is lion, that's Leo, and then calf, that's Taurus, and then the face of a man, that's Aquarius, and the fourth equal opposite point is the flying eagle or Achaia the eagle. Now, Achaia the eagle got changed several times in history and is now Scorpio the scorpion. Okay? But it's in the same position. It was in the same position as is now Scorpio.
Well, I'm a Leo and I come first, so I'm all up for this. This is grand.
All right. Awesome.
One.
So the idea of Leo is named after a part of heaven. What's that?
I said you're a Taurus, yes?
Yes.
It's funny that we're reading this and that I come first in the reading, isn't it? Okay,
so you'll notice this is a clockwise direction.
I didn't notice that.
From Leo to Taurus.
You probably know the sky in the direction of this particular topic. Like I know my stars and all that shit, but you would know I will give you that. So it's not as obvious to me and maybe not the audience, but if you did, so what we're stating is if you looked at Leo and moved in a clockwise direction, you would go through these other star signs.
Right on. Okay, but the planets go counterclockwise. But there is something about our experience that goes clockwise through the zodiac. And that is a roughly 26,000 year cycle.
Yes, I understand that. Jesus being born under
You
the
might
sun.
recognize the number 26,000 as the time that it takes for the return of the rogue planet, which is a red ball thing that comes into our solar system.
If it is sure that it is happening and all, but when you said 26,000, the first thing that came to my head was, I can't remember the name of it. It begins with a P. Titan is here. He can maybe help me out on it. Procession? Is it when it moves from one star sign to the other? So the reason that when you see the little Pisces symbol on the back of people's cars, because Jesus was born under the symbol of Pisces. If it was 26,000 years later, it would be under a different
26, not 26,000 years per sign. 26,000 and some change is a full rotation through the zodiac in reverse progression.
Right. Well, that's that's what was jumping out to me, not the rogue planet, because I don't think the rogue planet has been actually proven.
No, Nibiru is the same story as the story we're talking about right here.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. We're going to end this show and fucking run away.
Or it's the Red Star Kachina, or...
Yeah, no, we'll stick with Red Star Kachina. We're sticking with that. If you haven't seen, we did do an entire stream about the Red Star Kachina. Absolutely nothing to do with the Red Star Kachina. We just called it that and everything. It was an after party. It was brilliant. Remember that, Richard?
Yep.
But we're not going down stitching. If you go down the lane of stitching and
I don't need stitching.
I'll slap you.
I don't agree with them,
all right.
And you can't do that with that language anyway.
I'm just saying, the fact that you've shaved the side of your head now, I can slap the two sides and you get a head slap.
That would hurt bad.
Yeah, no
I'll behave
stitching.
myself, I promise.
No stitching. I know we're talking ancient
or
aliens.
Stop turning me on, whichever one.
Yeah, I know we're doing ancient aliens, but no. Right, so go on ahead with the four beasts. Had them 6 wings.
Yeah, they also had 6 wings about. Okay.
And they were full of eyes. And they did not, and they rest not day and night, saying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, which was...
The wings are big enough, there can be animals inside the wings, and they have eyes. That's how big the wings are.
It doesn't say anything about their size.
Yeah, there's no animal... in any evolutionary process that I'm aware of, unless you're going to like claim special occasion, which is begging the question, and special pleading.
Oh, there's always I'm a lover of. There's always one exception to the rule, or there's always an exception to the rule. So don't worry about that.
Okay, but all 4 of them are like this, that there are eyes within.
Right. Again, man. Right. I know your understanding. Okay. I know that you like to say these things like they have eyes within, and then we're going to break it down and you're going to agree with me. Just go with the breakdown. When you say eyes within, you mean they have understanding. Follow that up with it. So
I mean, there's pairs of eyes within the beasts.
Right. So the 4 beasts have what we have already established. Now we're going to establish this, that when it says that they have full of eyes before and behind, that just means that they have understanding.
Well, it means that too, that the eyes have understanding. It means that too, but it doesn't address full of. And the location. To say just understanding doesn't address the location of the eyes.
Right. To say the 4 beasts were full of eyes before and behind, we are agreeing that statement is talking about the fact that they know about everything that has happened before because they've done it shitloads, and that they know what will happen because they're going to do it now.
And that's a good first stepping block.
Are we agreeing that that's what that
story.
Phrase means?
Sure, but it's not the full story of the phrase.
A phrase is not a story. A phrase isn't a story. A phrase is a phrase. No, a phrase or a sentence is a phrase or a sentence that is saying one thing which is part of a story. A sentence it's like, belief is a subset of knowledge, or knowledge is a subset of belief. You can't have a story without sentences. The sentence isn't a story.
Right. The overview is the story.
Moving on to the next part where it says they have six wings.
Not a chance. I want to show you.
I know,
because
but
I've
this
said
is the reason. This is the reason
informationally
that I
dense.
went back. Right. This is the reason I went back. Right. I'm lost
Okay.
because you said now there are six wings about them. Right.
Yeah.
Each of them. So each beast has 6 physical wings. All right.
Right.
So I don't think that they have physical wings in your belief system. I think the wings are metaphorical for possibly spaceships or something that's going on.
No, they're decorative wings on the spaceships. Literally, each of these 4 spaceships have these decorative set of wings. They
On
don't
the
use them to
spaceship.
fly, but they're there.
Yeah, on the spaceship.
Right.
Yes, but it's to do with the spaceship. I don't think that these people are sitting there with fucking 6 wings strapped to their back.
That's a Christian mistake that the seraphim or the 6-winged ones or the beast around God's throne, the translation living creatures, horrible translation. Horrible. It appears in some new Bibles.
Okay,
It says the beasts are alive.
Right.
And
Well,
they can't be.
okay, we're going to get tangent and I'm going to get lost again here, all right? I need to speak fast. I need to get it out. If you could just hold on till I get my thought out, and then we'll go with it, right? So these 4 beasts with their eyes before and behind, these beasts, which we don't think they're beasts, they're people, they're whatever they are, right? They have a knowing of what has happened and what will happen because of everything I've said before. They have 6 wings about them. We're not taking the wings literal. It's to do with the spaceships. You say it's the graffiti on the side of it. There's wings on the side of it, right? You understand my way of analogy and things. Okay? And they were full of eyes within. So these spaceships with wings on the side of them have people inside that have understanding. And they rest not night and day saying, Holy, holy, holy God, which was and is to come. So
Right.
we are saying that the wings don't exist. The wings are a reference to the spaceship. And inside the spaceship, there are people who have came before you from another planet who have already went through all this and they have understanding. Chill your fucking ass. This is good.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I was trying to get to.
And I want to point out something. That was cool. Thank you for that synopsis. And I want to point something out. There is a logical progression in the description of the 4 beasts around God's throne. And you can use the first qualifier and list as many things as you or any humans collectively that you want or can get to participate.
Sorry, you cut out a wee
everything.
bit. You cut out a wee bit there and I missed it. Could you just go back like 10, 15 seconds?
Sure. I've done this where I've asked some pretty decent sized groups of people simultaneously to list everything that they can think of that could fly in any kind of flight. It doesn't even matter what they say, because there's an elimination process that follows that they have flight. And this logically comes to a spaceship and can be nothing else.
You were talking about in reference to the Bible.
Yeah, this section right here.
Yes.
It's a logical progression. It's not just a description. These specific things cancel out all other possibilities.
You see, right. Talking to you about this is something similar to the problem that I would have with Anthony Magnabosco, I think his name is, with the street epistemology. Street epistemology with someone who is encouraging about it and someone who is into it is like, look, you're just asking questions and getting someone to think. And I watch street epistemology and I see it as leading questions, right? There's always, there's a question you can ask. The questions that they ask in the order that they ask them in will lead you to that. There's an old 70s,
Sure.
if Dave was still awake, Dave knows the link for this. Stool may have seen this, but there's an old one where a 70s show where a guy walks into his manager's office and they're talking about doing surveys, and he sits down and the guy behind the chair asks him one question and he answers, and then he asks him another survey and he answers the exact opposite. And every single answer that he gave was true. He never lied.
Yeah.
You know, you can get a different response from people. And I find that if I was talking to you about this, of course I'm going to end on a spaceship. And you say that there's no other way to do that, but I
I've
guarantee
blindsided people and not even told them what the topic was. They still came to spaceship.
yeah, you.
No,
what
no,
I'm
no.
saying. Your questions.
Blindsided them, not knowing who I am,
Yeah.
not knowing what the topic is, strangers to me in the park.
You can ask the leading questions, though. You know where you're going. Subconsciously.
No, that's cheating. That's cheating. And actually, I don't like to cheat, and I don't like my own biases, and I do what I can to defeat them. I'm not saying I'm perfect.
No. I don't. I hope that you
them.
don't think that I'm trying to offend you. I do not believe that you're doing it.
Stop it! You're worried too much.
Okay,
I'm
fuck
just
you
gonna
then.
show you
You're an
something.
asshole. Although your hair does look well tonight. Everybody's been commenting your hair.
Oh, thanks.
Everybody's been loving
great.
your hair tonight.
So I ran off 3 times this many copies of this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what this sheet is exactly what we're talking about right here. There it is.
Man, they're just lines in the page. They're just lines in the page. Have you not heard Kent
Right,
Hovind?
it's mostly lines in the page for someone else to fill out. That's right.
No, I'm just making a Kent Hovind joke. They're just lines in the page. They mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So the headings here, like this one right here, the first one with the longest list, because people would have the longest list, is I just wrote do fly. That's it. That's not very leading. Do fly. Then the next one, do not sleep. Also not very leading. Have eyes inside. Make speech. And what was that? It's hard for me to read cursive backwards.
Okay, yeah, I get where you're going. Okay, I get that you've done it. No,
okay, so it's not leading.
No,
it's just a natural progression.
It's better than what I've came to. All right, thank you. Okay, I'll give you that. It's not as bad as what I thought it was. It's not street epistemology with asking questions. It's an open questionnaire, which I would prefer, which you've done.
And they can literally write anything they want, but the only rule is that you can only take from your last list. And when something gets eliminated as possible, you don't get to keep it. That's the only 2 rules. Everyone following this logical progression right here in front of us ends up at spaceship. I've never seen it fail.
Right. Okay, I'll give it. No. I am a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong. As I said, I made a reference to asking questions to people on the street because I know that you did this for a period of time. And but handing out a questionnaire with multiple choices and the choices are made up by themselves is a lot better.
Yeah, that's
than leading questions. So I'm a big enough man to admit that your approach was better than that.
And I even like in these.
I still don't agree with eyes inside wings, but okay.
you probably can't see this very well, but there's a line right here that looks decorative, like it's just for pretty.
Yes.
But it's not. It's actually written upside down.
Your face and the background is coming through on it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
No. I'm just saying. Yeah. If we did this, remember we were talking about it before?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that, and then your stuff should come through better.
Yeah.
Right, so moving on then. We have tangent like a motherfucker. We have been talking about that one verse and different things and tools for 30 minutes. All right.
Well, good.
We'll get to the end of the chapter.
The 4 beasts around God's throne. And what's that?
We've just done 8. We'll do 9, 10, and 11.
No, we haven't. We've done half of 8. And they rest not day and night, saying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come. So there's those 3 time frames again.
Yes, I think we did cover this because I put my... Right,
I know, I just wanted to say it's those 3 time frame things again.
Oh, hi, Naked. Naked's back. No, yes. My understanding is that these wings are on the side of a ship and the eyes inside the wings are the people inside it and the people inside it are holy, holy, holy. They've been there before and stuff. So we're confirming that is a physical spaceship with people inside it who have come from a different planet Earth. A different previous planet or whatever it was. They've already been through it. These are the survivors of that planet inside spaceship 21, 22, whatever the fuck it was. And they are praising Adam, as we has discussed as the original, or the throne, or the committee of God. And they are saying, thank you for saving us.
Yeah, these words, Lord God, right there, if you went back and looked at them, this would actually be like El, that kind of God, like general God, and that word Lord right there would be Jehovah.
Yeah, so that's the Adam.
Yeah, it's the main dude.
Yeah, so right, fuck the whole mainstream. When we are talking about things, Jehovah is now Adam. All right. So that's for everyone listening. And when we're talking about Adam, make it that, because that is who you're talking about. Yes, the main, the first guy.
Not to be confused with Yahweh, a set of ideals.
Yes, which is the 7 ideas.
Right.
Good that we're slamming this down. And just to say, this is the best episode ever. 21 people watching. I don't think we have to have
really
21 people watching. And
tell them to quit telling their friends about it.
Yeah, it's a number of 7.
Causing a traffic problem.
No. We just want to keep it at 21. Either 7 people have to come and watch, or 7 people can leave. But we have to keep it at the number 7 tonight. We discussed it. It's happened. It's here.
Okay. All right then.
One question I will ask out
other multiples of 7. Wait. What about other multiples of 7?
Well, man, if we can get 700 people watching, I'm up for it.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I don't know if we can go higher than 21. I doubt very much we're going to get 28.
Just don't see why not.
Maybe in a few episodes. But the question coming up is, do we open it up? Is there people interested in coming in and discussing this? Or should me and you continue for another hour? Because Revelations chapter 5 is a different point. But if there is people interested in coming in, we are definitely up for it. Please do tag me in the chat. Let me know if you're interested in coming in. But Richard does have 2 hours on a Tuesday night. So should we continue going on into Revelations 5? Would you like to see more of this? Or would you like to get involved? Either way, I'm happy enough. But Richard, we do have 9, 10 and 11 to go. So read through it. We'll do it in a stint. We'll have a discussion and we'll see what the chat says.
And when those beasts give glory and honor to the...
Oh, you don't have to read. No, you don't have to read fast.
Laughing.
We got 1 extra viewer. It's 22 now.
I messed up and started laughing.
You don't have to rush.
Sorry.
It's now 22. It's all ruined.
Oh, okay. And thanks to him that sat on the throne, who liveth forever and ever, the 24 elders simultaneously fall down before him that sat on the throne and worship him that liveth forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power and chills. For thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created. And this is a reference back to for thy pleasure through with for all things created Jesus Christ.
Being the job.
So there's no choice about this being referring to Jesus Christ sitting on the throne.
Okay,
Go ahead.
right. This is mainly to... I don't know if I want to help you because I disagree with you, but this is a helping point for you, Richard. Mm-hmm. Whenever you say Jesus, you don't actually mean the Christian version of Jesus. You mean a position. So I feel it very beneficial and helpful for you and for the audience as well, that when you say this is clearly Jesus and the audience is like, no, it's not. If you followed it up with this is Jesus, remember, that's a position, not a person.
I'll just start throwing the word job in there. This is the job Jesus.
There you go. That's it.
That's shorter.
That would make it an awful lot easier for your communication to go across and for a conversation.
I should form good habits.
We all should form good habits, but we're human. We're full of bad habits. Right, I'm reading this. So we've got the 4 beasts, and again, making reference to this room, the atmosphere, or wherever this positioning of the conversation is happening while we're watching the play. Now we're moving out of the play. Is it the 4 and the 24 elders, or is this still in the play? The 4.
Well, first, let me back up a little bit to 10 before we move on. Okay. So
I am on 10.
So they cast the 24 elders cast their crowns before the throne. Mm-hmm. The throne is the job Jesus Christ.
Yes,
right?
we have discussed that the
so
throne.
All of them are saying, what's that?
We have already okay. Just to slam through previously. Just to make sure, we have discussed that there is nobody sitting on the throne. The throne is a set of ideas. The way I personified it was a throne with a symbol on it, and the symbol is the symbolism of these ideas or whatever. We have discussed that
the council.
The symbol are the actual throne itself is made of crystal glass. It's beautiful, but there's nobody sitting on it. It is a set of ideas. It is a set of ideals.
Right.
It is a representation of the committee of God. Would I be right?
Right. It is the job Jesus Christ. That's what it is. Right on. So they're put
right.
So to cast their crowns before, and this before does mean literally physically in front of, not leading.
Yes, I got that. With the context of the sentence, I got in front of rather than it happened past.
So this is like saying bowing down before and putting their crowns before means I owe you everything.
Of course you would.
My position, it naturally follows that the 24 elders owe their position in heaven to the job Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if they hadn't been, well, that's like saying, look, if you hadn't hired me, I wouldn't have become the manager, but I understand where you're coming from.
That's right. Right. It's kind of redundant. It seems obvious once you say it, but it's not that obvious to people.
It didn't up until I said it. I seen your face change. But, right, so all these people, yes, I'm getting this. This is a reinforcement of the fact that everybody that has came before you, right? So in the previous few verses between 5, 6, and 7, whatever the fuck it was, we have the previous inhabitants of an earth, and they're worshipping God, and they're worshipping, the committee of God, the ideals, this person, Adam, because he came forth with them, because he saved them from the earth that was destroyed. And then the last 3 verses here of chapter 4 are not only is the lowly people who have been saved worshipping God, because, lowly people, stupid and sheep and all that shit, we've actually got Jesus himself who is now laying down his crown in front of me. So every echelon, every level, every person in society, low class, middle class, and high class, are all bowing down before me because I'm amazing. Well, of course you're amazing. You blew up the earth and we're the people who survived. But anyway, that's an opinion and a bias.
It's interesting that
am I correct in the, before we go, am I correct in the interpretation from your point of view?
I think we're good, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Spartan just said, thanks for summarizing it. Now makes sense. So there you go.
Good. Well, we need, everyone's brain's different, needs things said different ways, and we need as much as that as possible for as many people who want to engage.
You should just hire me as a Richard translator and pay me.
Yeah.
By word.
All right.
Can we go by letter?
Yes. That's going to be 0.0000001 cents per letter.
That's nearly the same as the Spotify amount that they pay actual artists.
Probably.
It literally is. It's 0.0031 for every stream of their song that they pay into the company that owns the rights of the music. So the record company gets 1/3% of what they make per stream, and then what's left over goes to the artist. Cancel your Spotify, people. I never had it, but Jesus, when you look into it, they're fucking robbing bastards. By the way, the reason they do that is because the record labels actually own 70% of Spotify. So they're not charging themselves. Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Capitalism, people. Yay! So we've had a few people have said that they'll jump in.
Go ahead. I missed what you said. Say it again, please.
I just said we've had a few people that said that they'll jump in.
Oh, nice.
It's only me.
Let's see. Let me go over this real quick here.
But just my summary. We're happy with my summary. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any point. Oh, no, don't scroll up. I'm not ready for scroll up. Please don't scroll up.
Oh, I was just highlighting 5, so for future reference next episode.
I think that's a smoke break. Let's have a smoke break while everyone's coming in.
Yes, that's what I was saying. While they come in, we'll move to an after party.
We'll start 5 next week.
Yeah, yeah. We're happy with the summary on the end of chapter 4. Yeah.
Aye.
Everybody that has survived from the planet that this person has destroyed is really happy that they've survived. We're establishing that, and they're telling this guy on the new Earth, this fucker's going to blow it up, and you should say he's great, so you get to survive, and then you'll be really happy.
No. Not say he's great so you can survive. That part's not right.
So, yeah, for just purely fucking YouTube and all that shit, hit the buttons, hit subscribe. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Richard, you are Demolished Doctrine. You're not in the fucking description this week because we forgot to schedule it because we were talking shite. But everybody knows where you are. If any of my mods can put a link to Richard's channel in the chat, that would be much appreciated.
Appreciate that.
Hold on. Who's getting fucking timed out in the fucking chat? Okay, that's reason enough.
Somebody trolling. Guys, don't troll. Don't troll. MathPig's a decent person. Go watch some of his shows.
No. They're taking offense with gingers. No. Fuck no. Gingers rock. Redbeards rock.
No, they're just making up stuff.
Oh, yeah. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Richard will get... I'm going to have to do bad production here, unfortunately. We're going to have to ruin the way it looks to get the stream. So, on that, we're going to post this in to the chat. Trolls will get their asses slapped. And turning this on, I should be able... Oh, that's just not working. Okay, Richard, we may end before someone jumps in. So, on that, thank you very much. People, think for yourselves. Check out Richard. We're all really good fun people. It's been a great show. I've definitely enjoyed myself. And 10-15 minutes, time Richard takes to take a smoke. We'll be back. I'll see you soon. Bye. I should really stop saying bye until I actually have found the outro. Bye, everybody.